Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. If it sounds a little different, I'm in a different location. I'm actually in my bathroom now. Normally I do my YouTubes in my sister's room, but I'm in my bathroom today. And today's vlog is about knowing when to say when, and that's regarding dating boys. So let's jump right into it. Knowing when to say when is hard to do, but it's totally a necessary concept in anyone's life, any woman's life that you will need. I just have a couple of lists I do for myself, and hopefully it inspires some other girls. So let's jump right into it. If you find yourself giving more than your mate is giving, that's a telltale sign that he is not all the way in the relationship, and you need to go ahead and let it go. It's time to say when. It's time to wrap it up. It's over. A relationship is compromised. It's all about 50-50. There's some things that you're going to fold more on, and there's some things that he's going to fold more on, but it should always be 50-50. If you feel on the inside of your heart, and you know better than anybody yourself, if you're giving more than he's giving, it's not going to work. There's no way. You're going to grow to resent him if the relationship lasts any much more than when you start to feel that way. Second, cheating. Cheating is my big number one no-no. I feel like you can get through a lot of things as long as your mate isn't in denial about it, but cheating is definitely not one thing that I would go for in a relationship. To me, once a cheater, always a cheater. I've been with a guy, dated a guy that was a habitual cheater and a habitual liar, and needless to say, I learned a lot from that relationship, and I would never go back to that relationship. I liked him a lot. You could say it was love, but habitual cheater. And I just know that for myself, once a cheater, always a cheater. If he does it with you, he'll do it to you. And if he does it to you, he's going to do it again. If he doesn't put you first. This is also another big thing with me, because I know in my heart, and I feel like in a lot of relationships and with my, my friends or with my mom or, there's people I talk to, their thing is a man is supposed to, and my thing, I feel like a man is supposed to cover and protect you and provide for you and make sure that you always feel safe, not the other way around. Of course you're going to do it, but he should always do it first. He should put your feelings above his and anybody else's at all times. He should put you first, whatever, because if the man puts you first, you always put him first. Next, if he only cares about himself or if there's a lack of compromise. I kind of put these two together because if you're a selfish person, there's not going to be any compromise. You can't be in a relationship with a selfish person. A relationship, like I said, is 50-50, and everything always has to be 100, 1,000, and 10% even at all times. One can't feel like they're doing more than the other. So that's really important for me. Selfishness is not okay at all. You need to look at long-term and future when you date different men, and being selfish is not a good quality that's attractive, and it's not something that you want. This is a big thing for me. If he has kids and he doesn't do them right. If you find yourself with a man that has children that I call a child support dad, is one thing to send money. It's another thing to spend time. You can't get back time. You can get back money. You can always make more money, but you can't get back time with your children. If your mate does not take care of his kids appropriately, what makes you think he's going to do your kids any different? So think about that. If he has no drive, no ambition, no job, and education is always key. Remember that. Not saying that everybody has to go to college for the same great things, but education is key. You should want somebody that wants to further education besides high school. That means tech school. That means any type of education that is a skilled trade, college, junior college, aka community college, whatever. Education is key. Education always equals better opportunities, which means a better life for you and yours. So think about future when it comes to education. Ambition and drive go hand in hand with education. It's very important that you have a man that has goals. There's nothing worse than a man that doesn't want to do anything or has no ambition or drive to do better. Never settle, never be content. Always drive yourself harder. The harder you drive, the better the result. And the better the result, the better you'll be in life. So always get with a man that has a plan. Women love that, guys. AKA men. I don't even really talk to men on here, but women love a man with a plan. Women go for the man with a plan. He might not be so fine and the greatest looker, but that man will do you good. If he has a man with a plan and he's able to incorporate you into his plan, you got a good one. You should definitely keep him. Religious values. I'm a religious person. I believe in spreading the word. So I will not date an atheist, but I will date guys that maybe aren't into church. And sometimes a lot of men need, that's why you find more women in church. A lot of men need somebody to bring them into church. If you have a man that's willing and ready to receive God, then that is always on your side. God has no place in sin, but if you're going to live right and you have a relationship and you can bring him to live right with you, that relationship will prevail. Love is not always enough. Sometimes, no matter how much you love somebody, you can't make them do right. You can't just solely have a relationship on love. It takes much more to have a relationship. So women, remember that no matter how much you love your man, love is not always enough. It has to be other things in it. If he's married, you the sideline. You will never come first. And that's my biggest thing, is putting me first. I would never come first if you were married and I'm dating you. I've never dated a married man and I never will, for many, many reasons. And I've touched base on that with other blogs. So if you're going to mess with a married man, which I don't condone, that's sloppy, that's messy, it's disgusting, and I wouldn't want anybody to do it to me, and you surely wouldn't want anybody to do it to you. And trust me, if he does it with you, he's going to do it to you, and he's never going to leave his wife. And if he does leave his wife and he goes and marries you, he's going to do it again, and you're going to get a divorce, and it's going to be nasty, and you're going to hate him, and it's not even worth it. Remember, though, you're the sideline, and he will never put you first. And that's going to weigh heavily on your heart. No matter what he says, he'll never put you first, especially if they have kids together. You'll never be first. You'll never win. Move on, ladies. If any and all arguments end up with him being right, I hate this. You should not always have to be right. Sometimes arguments are not always about being right. It's about what's doing right for the sake of their relationship. It's okay to agree to disagree. Everybody's not going to agree with everything in every way, shape, or form, or anything like that. But if you have a man that's willing to compromise with you and willing to say, hey babe, in the middle of an argument, this isn't even worth it, let's agree to disagree, let's bet it, or let's find a solution to the problem, you're winning, you're doing great. Stick with that man. But if that man always has to be right at the end of an argument, he's just absolutely not worth it. Move on, find somebody else that's able to dead arguments, because that's going to be really important, especially when you live with somebody. It's going to be very important. It's not about being right in an argument or a disagreement or a fight or anything. It's about finding a solution to the problem. It's not always about changing him, ladies. It's about helping yourself. Keep it moving. These are just a few things that I go by to know when to say when. If you find yourself having to ask yourself what positivity is coming out of this relationship, and you can't think but of 3 things, but you got a whole long list of all the crap he's doing, and you spend more time being angry and unhappy than happy and having fun with that mate, it's time to keep it moving. Keep it moving, ladies. At the end of the day, there is love beyond a broken heart, but don't be so broken at the end of a relationship that when a good man does come along, you don't even know what to do with him. Please don't do that. So uplift yourselves, uplift other women, and remember what I said. Hope this helps you guys out, and I will see you guys tomorrow.